Hello and welcome everybody back to Dumbass Class with me, Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Dark Heresy's first and second edition of Inquisitorial Profiteers, and I'm not going to say the title. So, in the last episode, our group of Inquisitorial agents...
It's Hive of the Damned, isn't it?
Maybe, had found their prize after coming back from the Underhive with their simple bio matter. They had sold some to the Poison Kiss, completing their mission that they were to do for them. And they had found out that what they had remaining would make them a tidy sum of thrones.
And also that we got absolutely shafted on the salvage.
Oh yes, you did. But you're not meant to be intelligent enough to know what can be made from it. Well,
I have 52
you are.
intelligence, damn it!
Yeah, but they met Liliana. No. Yes, they met Liliana, not you. So they were like, okay, yeah, go get us some fungus. You know, they won't know what it is.
Angry Mechanicus noises.
But after Jenny and Liliana had decided to stay in the Poison Kiss bar to wait for Liliana's contact to arrive, the rest of the group went off to look at Dodgy Dave's equipment emporium to see if he had any new goods on offer. He did. He also had made contact, or had made an arrangement for the group to meet a new contact at some point. They don't have a date, but they were told that a meeting time would be arranged. As the two groups went about their own business, a day passed. Liliana and Jenny ended up staying at the Poison Kiss bar, the Rotten Prick, and enjoyed a night of drinking and partying with the girls. Can each of you remove 25 thrones from your inventories?
Motherfucker!
You didn't have to buy the drinks for everyone in the bar, like what happened last time. But you are expected to buy some drinks, and you have a long evening of pounding music.
What the?
Sorry, that may have been a bit loud on my end.
It was just a tiny bit loud.
The pounding music of Underhive. Shit, what was it called again? I think it's called Slam or something. In lore, anyway. But anyway, you're not in there now, so. As they got their groove on to the funky drumming beats within the Rotten Prick, the rest of the group left Dodgy Dave's and returned to their base. In the evening that follows. Firstly, it appears as if Darius has caught something from within the Underhive. For Ezio and Mordecai, you would hear that he's coughing during the night. Well, Ezio would. Mordecai.
Awareness.
Oh no! Ezio, you just noticed that as Darius is, well, like as he's going off to bed, he's developed a bit of a hacking cough. Nothing too serious, but he, in the evening he starts to fade a bit, and then goes to bed early. However,
I make note of it.
as you go off to bed and Mordecai soon follows, only one of you has issues sleeping this night.
No.
Mordecai, roll me willpower.
Yeah. Just got it upgraded. Doesn't help.
As long
Okay.
as it isn't bloodthirsters.
Mordecai, as you
no.
sleep tonight, your dreams are restless. For whatever reason, you stand upon your homeworld, looking round, but the sights that you remembered from your childhood, the way that the station, sorry, because you're from a station, but it was on a world, wasn't it, or was it in space?
It was on a world.
It was on a world. So I was thinking, hang on, no, because you were in a space, but it was on a world, yeah. So as you look out over the walls of the research station that you grew up in, things begin to twist. Corridors that you knew so well begin to turn. One minute you were walking into the cantina, the next minute you're walking out of the facility, and then the next to the horizon. And as you turn round, you see the research facility in flames. The building itself crumbling in as the flames billow up out. The ash flickering down, covering the area around you. And then you blink. Your pulse begins to quicken as that visage is gone. You no longer see your home world, the research station that you grew up in. Now you're stood on a desolate world, with nothing but ash falling all around you. You feel an intense pain in the side of your head. You grasp, pushing pressure on your temple, and doesn't go away before you know this pain, a full-blown sigh migraine, is assaulting your very mind. You fall to your knees, clutching your head, screaming, but no noise comes out. And then you have the feeling of someone watching you, someone's gaze falling upon you, and a deathly aura surrounds you. As you look around, you see no one, until finally, looking up, you see a man floating in the air with blank, staring eyes that seem to pierce into your very soul. You awake, screaming, shouting, crying out. You also take 1 insanity point.
Just gonna go a little bit more insane.
Your very soul at the minute feels on fire. Only for, I say at the minute, as you wake up, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, you feel as if your soul is on fire, which leads you to scream out. But then it passes. You look around and you are in your room, within your base, in the bounds of the lower hive to underhive.
Mordecai's probably gonna, once he kind of gets his breath back, he's gonna go over to, because he would assume that Liliana's back by now. Go to her room and just start pounding on her door.
She's
and
not.
Then when...
This is in the morning, like
in
4 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
Do we wake up from him shouting?
Perception -10. He is shouting, but you are asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, so there should be like a -60 to it. He is screaming and shouting, so.
Yeah. But when he realizes that she's probably not back, he just kind of slumps at her door.
I sleep.
Just then tries to get back to sleep while trying to kind of comfort himself. Just kind of sleeping in the doorway.
Sure. And there you remain until morning truly comes. For you guys in your base, I imagine Ceres has set the lights on a planetary kind of scale. So at dawn, the lights come on. Because otherwise you are in complete and utter darkness. It's been 5 days since you've even seen the sky, so you have to keep your body clock going somehow. So Ezio, when you wake up, you will see Mordecai sat asleep, leant up against Liliana's door. You'd also hear Darius continuing to cough.
You got something there, Darius?
You hear from in his room just a coughing. It'll pass. It'll pass soon. Don't worry.
I
He's in the coffin. I know.
He's got the rot. It's fine.
Bro,
He's got the
fucking
rot.
gerbil.
I think I would ask our mechanicus. I think I would ask Jenny to take a look at Darius.
Jenny's not here.
As far as I'm aware, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm still getting shit-faced with Liliana.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
so this
right.
is the next day. So
Well,
on
if you
the
think you will be alright.
so this is day 7 in total that you've. So it's been 7 days since you've seen the sky. It's early morning, so Liliana and Jenny, you'll be waking up in the Rotten Prick soon.
Time to nurse a hangover.
Again.
Again. Ah, what a living. Tiffany doesn't get back, does she? And
No.
we don't get to meet the boss, right?
Well, Tiffany doesn't come back.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know who wakes up first, if it's Jenny or Liliana, but as soon as Liliana wakes up, she will go talk to the barmaid. I forgot her name. Let me check on my notes.
She has no name. You wake up and you see that it's the barmaid who was on yesterday, who apparently has no name.
Wasn't it Jane? I have a
No,
Jane
that
here.
was the. Wasn't that the one for the Emperor's Crown? Wasn't that the
No,
hotel?
that would be Liz. That would be Liz.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll mark her down as Jane. Hang on. Let me open up my name thing. VIP and important names. Let's just double check here. Poison Kiss.
I mean,
I don't have a Jane down.
When I keep notes, I keep notes.
I will add it. This is the problem when you keep asking random NPCs for names and remembering them. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, she's called this. Don't write it down.
900 records Excel sheet.
Man, I like knowing people in the world. I'll just go say good morning to Jane, and I'll... Jane, could you give me something, a hair of the dog? 2 of those. And could you give me a call when Tiffany or the boss lady gets up? Because I do believe we were supposed to talk last night, weren't we?
Yeah, sure, I'll, well, breakfast is just being made, and as she says that, you can hear someone in the back room putting cuts of canned grox meat onto a frying pan and heating it up. But I can, it's weird they must be doing something with the gang. It's the only reason she doesn't turn up, around here is if they've got a meet or if an operation, but they haven't done that for a while.
Well, hopefully both of them are doing just fine and they're safe.
But sure, give me a Voxcaster number and I'll get her to call you on it.
I'm gonna look at the kitchen, smell the nice, tasty Brock's meat being cooked, and I'm gonna look at Jenny. Breakfast before we leave?
We might as well.
Liana will look with big, bright eyes. I think we'll stay for the breakfast.
Aye, that's fine. We'll
It certainly
bring it
can't
out.
be worse than Mordecai's cooking.
Oh, and also, she passes over to unassuming clear alcohols with a drop of what appears to be some sort of chemical flavouring.
Thank you, Jane. And I will, before I leave with the drinks, I'll give her my combead number.
Aye, a combead. Well, if you're in range, I suppose.
Aren't they the same numbers? Or are
Nope.
they different? Oh,
So, a Vox bead is basically a walkie-talkie. A Vox caster is essentially a
Backpack radio, essentially,
yes.
is they are.
A Vox caster is basically you sending out a signal to a ship in orbit. They are all different. I'm going to try and actually use the proper names for them. Normally, Vox beads are very short distance. However, Ceres of the Mechanicus and the Inquisition has sorted you guys out so you can use your Vox beads as Vox casters, as Vox radios. So you can use yours wherever, and Ceres basically connects you to the closest feed and hijacks the signal. Normally you wouldn't be able to do this, so you saying that, well, if you're in range, then I'll call you. And
Let's see. I'll make sure to stick around as much as I can, and I'll drop by every now and then to check out if you can talk to me, but just try to contact me on this.
Sure, I can do that. That's not a problem. As soon as she shows up or we know anything, I'll let you know.
Thank you, Jane. And I'll go take a sip. And I'll give Jenny one of the drinks.
Oh, thanks.
Can you both roll me toughness? Jenny, probably minus 20. Liliana, probably flat.
Why minus 20 though?
It's been an
Why?
awfully long time since I remember Jenny saying that she was going to get down and drunk.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
I use the fate point because nope.
Ah. So Jenny, you feel a little bit ropey. No, not too bad, but you're definitely like, I can feel my brain is fuzzy and I need to eat something with a lot of fat in it. But you've survived your night quite well. Liliana just feels fine. You've gotten used to this now. You've been drinking a decent amount in the past week, so it's
Yeah, Liliana's addicted to low sticks and alcohol at this point. Yeah, what the hell? Light a low stick.
So, for the gentleman downstairs, you enjoy a nice ration pack breakfast, unless Mordecai wants to try and open up another rift to the warp and call some vermin for dinner. Well, breakfast.
See, Mordecai's probably got that look of, kind of gaunt face like you get when you've had a long or kind of an all-nighter about him. So he's not really gonna care enough. He's gonna just open up his ration pack and nibble on it slowly.
Sure, not a problem.
Kind of dejectedly.
So, we'll say, just for easiness sakes, you all woke up about 9. You have your breakfast. So you're leaving at 10 for our group upstairs, for the ladies. Would you do anything else today? Sorry, did you want to do anything else where you are, or did you want to go and talk to your teammates down below?
After breakfast, since Stephanie and the boss lady hasn't shown up, I think Liliana will want to go downstairs because both her and Jenny do have the pay of the entire team. Walking around with 6K in our bags is kind of iffy. It's probably a good idea to spread that money out.
Probably should, yeah.
And that's what should we do.
Right. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to change the date system that I'm using for this because it's too long. So I shall fill that out in a second. So you take the 2-hour-long trip that it takes you to get down to your base in the Underhive. You'd find the rest of the group there preparing their things. Perhaps Ezio is doing some weapon maintenance on his trusty steadholder, whereas you'd see Mordecai maybe sat quietly in contemplation.
It's kind of exactly how you see Mordecai kind of sat in the corner quietly, not really doing much, maybe fiddling with a scrap of paper or something. Really not acting like himself.
No one care about Mordecai? Cool. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Excuse me?
Okay, thanks for
Sorry,
that.
I'm sorry, I may just have like a brain lapse.
I'll
Yeah.
apologize I'll apologize in advance because there's a construction work outside, and every now and then I lose a few bits. Did we arrive at our base?
Yes, you arrive to find Ezio performing weapon maintenance and Mordecai sat quietly contemplating something.
I greet him.
Good morning, Ezio. I'm gonna give Jenny. Actually, no, I'm gonna ask Jenny for 400, I think. No, 200 thrones from the bunch she has.
Only 200? Because I got a shitload more. Like, we got
No.
4K for the fungus, right?
No, we got 6K. I have 2K. You have 4K. I'm asking
Okay.
200 because I'm gonna take 1,200. Actually, it's 400.
So
I'm
you want
gonna
to go
give
to
1,000.
400? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the money and I'm gonna go talk to Mordecai and I'll give him 1.2K.
Yeah, I'm gonna distribute it. Give not Albie. It's your Auditore, Master of Assassins, his cut, and I'm gonna give Darius his cut too. How much did we say we were paying them?
1K4, no, 1K2.
Okay.
If we're splitting evenly, it's 1.2K. If we're not splitting evenly, it's 1K for the man.
I mean, Jenny's not gonna dick any of them over.
Neither would Liliana, so 1.2K for everyone.
Also, I'm gonna be right back. Give me a second.
Liliana will approach Mordecai, and she's gonna tap him on the shoulder. Are you okay, Mordecai? You seem a bit off. And she'll put 1.2 thousand in front of him. Also, That's your share.
Oh yeah, by the way, Darius is inside. If you want to give him his share. Or drop it in his crate. He's feeling rather iffy.
Mordecai just kind of looks up at you and kind of looks at you almost in the kind of 1,000-yard stare, sees you, but not really. It's like it. Not a good night. I think whatever happened down there, there's something wrong down there, and I think it's affecting me. What happened, I mean.
I want to go after it right now.
I thought this was just between Liliana and...
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was out loud. Sorry, I said nothing.
Yeah, Liliana will take a seat and say, Monica, did you have a vision? You can talk to me. I'll try to help it any way I can.
A vision. It's probably the closest thing. It was too real to be a dream, too close to reality. Last night I saw my home, but it was strange. I walked through the halls and come out different places, and then I watched as it all got destroyed, and then I closed my eyes and I was on a barren world, and there was just ash and desolation everywhere, and I couldn't help shake this feeling that someone somewhere was watching me. It was I can't explain it. It's just there was someone there, and I think as I came out of the vision I saw them just for a moment. Just a man with staring into me, and just it was like nothing I'd ever experienced before. I don't ever want to experience it again. It's something not right here. Something not right down there.
Liliana's gonna look over her shoulder to just make sure there's no one next to Monica, to us. Say, I know what you mean about having, well, very bad dreams like that. When I was recruited, I stayed on the ship for, well, I don't know how long. I had just lost that team I was helping. Sometimes I still have bad dreams about when that happened. Monica, if you ever feel lonely or alone, even if there's no one around you, don't worry. The Emperor is with us. And even if you don't feel the light of the Emperor, know that I'll have your back no matter what. And hopefully it was just a very bad dream and nothing actually happened to your home.
I hope it. Man I saw, I don't know who he is, but I hope you're right. I hope it was just a dream. But that's something I forgot to tell you about what happened in the Underhive. Maybe related. As we were leaving, I just you know the feeling that was down there. Like there was something blocking a connection to the warp. For a moment as we were leaving, I saw it. There is something down there. It's wrong. It felt fundamentally wrong. It was similar to the black ships, but without the warding they have. It felt almost like a reverse. I guess the easiest way I can describe it is a reverse telepathica choir chamber. It takes in the energy rather than amplifying it. I think that's why what happened. And I think this vision, dream, hallucination is related. Too close to be coincidence.
Well, that's some disturbing news. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, well, see anything down there. Whenever I tried to peer into the abyss, all I saw was blackness. But do you think perhaps someone has, a fallen one of us lives down there, or perhaps something worse that lurks in the darkness?
I hope it is just one of us, and it's not something worse. I think I could only see it because what happened. But I think whatever it is, we're gonna need to go down there, and we're gonna need to stop it. That's part of our jobs now, isn't it? Stopping things like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hate to even think about hunting what could have been one of our own. I've suffered far too much in the black ships, but I know it was necessary for me to be, me. And if there is one down there that has fallen to darkness, it is our duty to go down there and, bring in the light of the Empire.
Yeah, it's just I think we need everyone on side. I think we need the others to know what we're going to get ourselves in for if we go down there, when we go down there. And I think we should be very careful when we feel it about using our particular abilities.
I agree. Liliana is gonna look. I think she can. Jenny and Answer are in the distance where she can see them, so she's just gonna look at them and say, I think we'll have to prepare them for what they may see down there too. And we ourselves should steel ourselves if we do go down there. I'd love to say this, but perhaps we could even find one of those you could see everywhere in the black ships to help us. Liliana will take a gulp and say, but for now, I think we should focus on doing what we can. And right now we need to, first we need to spend this money and gear up, prepare, invest in the future. And then when we are ready I'll prepare to go down there. Then we should go deal with it.
I think you're right. Just promise me one thing.
Yes?
If I go off the deep end,
Liliana will stop you talking and she'll just pull you, hug you, and she'll say, Mordecai, don't ever utter those words to me. You have to believe, just like I believe in you, you're stronger than this. You're not going to fall to the dark side.
Join the dark side, we have cookies.
And medical insurance.
I hope you're right. Thank you, Liliana.
Liliana will release the head and she'll put out an arm on his shoulder and say, Mordecai, I'm always here if you ever need me for anything. I'll always be here to help you.
We can get you a cheap haircut and a brand new financial advisor if you pledge yourself to the Empyrean.
Same for you.
Liliana will... She wasn't smiling when she was talking to Mordecai. She will now smile again. She'll get up, give him a nod. She'll tap her feet on the ground 3 times, and she'll go back to the others humming.
Mordecai will kind of look at the sack of money and kind of just take a few deep breaths, pocket it, and then get up to join the others as well. Trying to put on a brave face as best he can.
Okay.
Like, this is a silence.
Liliana will sit down next to Jenny and Anzio, and I believe they will be soon followed by Mordecai. And then I'll begin by saying, so, seeing as how Darius appears to be dying of a seriously bad cough in his room, I think we should work on small stuff and not really try to do anything too big today. Don't you agree?
Yes, after all the running and fighting, we could use a break.
We do have a significant amount of cash, so maybe use it to make more cash.
My
Drones make drones after all.
head still hurts quite badly. Rest is good. Planning is better.
Well, I think the best way for us to invest this money, Ezio, is for us to acquire better gear, better weapons and armor, and as a little, light activity for today, I think we should go stake out those... She's gonna look around. Arbites.
Why do you want to contact our fight?
She'll have a great smile on her face when Liliana says this, because this is clearly a joke and crazy. Remember, Ezio? We had to kill 2 Arbites that are, corrupt?
We do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a contract for that.
I remember. I've taken more than a few hits to the head, but even I still remember that.
Well, I mean, go do some recon.
Exactly.
But you think we could get some money out of the Poisonkiss if we invest in them?
Let's not do that just yet. I'm still waiting for Tiffany to get back and the boss lady to get back. So I can
Something
actually...
serious? Or do you think it's funny?
According to the barmaid Jane, they're probably in a meeting. Hopefully.
On on the subject of getting better gear, we made some headway. Do you remember when we were first at Dave's and I was inquiring about getting the edge on my blade improved? He has a contact in the... Is it in the middle hive? Or further up in the hive, that can do that sort of thing, and apparently he has a better stock. We've already put a contact out for him. We have to do it through a courier at the moment, but we should hear back from them in the next few days.
Okay.
Other than that, Dave, he gets some nice stuff every once in a while. I mean, I got this fancy new body suit. It even protects my head.
Very nice. Very nice.
Just no one tell our employer that I used some of our seed money for it. I have now put some of the profits from this latest venture back into it, so they shouldn't notice, but...
Well, I do believe they would understand so long as we get the total amount we need to get back. Anyway, so I think they wouldn't mind.
Good. By the way, give it a few days and we should have ourselves a way to get some better gear. Better quality at least than what we get at Dave's.
Excellent. And then we'll look at her, ragged, crappy as leather chest piece. And she's gonna like, huh. I think I'll go see if I can improve this somehow with the help of Jenny. If there's nothing for us really to do today, I think we just wait. And then talk to Dave's contact.
That sounds like a good plan. You should probably talk to Ceres about seeing if we can grow some of what's left somehow.
Just out of character question, did we all know that the name of the Mechanicus girl was Ceres?
Yeah,
I
you all
think
know
so.
that it's Ceres. Yeah. That's what she... Well, actually, no, it's not. Only Jenny knows that that's her full name. You all know her as Mentorus, or Mantorus.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah,
replace me saying Ceres with Mentorus then.
I'm asking this because then Lillian is not gonna jump to any conclusions and ask something to Jenny. So Lillian's just gonna look at Jenny and say, "So, what do you think we should do?"
I honestly think we should just take a day or two off. We've been running all around the place lately. Just take it slow for now, but we could start making headway towards this Orbites business of yours.
So, field trip or just rest?
Field trip. I vote field trip.
Best
Maybe
way
another-
to heal the mind. Field trip. Just
Jenny, I do believe you have gone up upper hive, so lead the way.
Not upper. The highest I ever was lower mid hive.
Well, above us, so you know more than us.
You only really going to and from the workplace, but yeah. She's just gonna look over. Is this? Can we pass in the under hive? In the like middle hive?
So,
Like, or are we gonna be like an eyesore?
at the moment, your documents that you have with you are kind of unspecific. You never went to get a job, so you haven't been registered anywhere. So
Sure, I did.
you've been registered to the local Medicaid outpost for Havelock Zeta, but the rest of the group haven't. So you moving around at the moment would be difficult. Questions would get asked. You could pay off any enforcers, or you could actually get false documents made. That's also an option. So what's the word when you have a alter ego? An alter ego. Yes, you could make yourselves an alter ego.
Alias.
An alias, that's the one.
Okay. Also out of character. The Arbites we're looking for, they were stationed in the middle hive? I don't remember, I don't have this noted down.
Their precinct is in the middle hive, but they do patrol down to the... they do patrols into the lower hive.
Gotcha. And I don't have the names of them, I only have the names of one of them, which is the one we're not supposed to kill.
So, the names are Romond Thorn. You're not meant to kill him. And Taron Smith, you're meant to kill. Panqui Lancer? Lance? So this is what happens when you use random name generators and try and make them look all fancy.
So
Like, okay, I can't actually fucking read the names that I've... It's why all my other names are all quite simple. Here you go, I'll put them in chat.
Yeah, okay. It was Roman Thorn, Antonella Smith, and Panquil Lawrence. Okay.
And this is the one that you're not meant to kill.
Yeah. Romero Thorn. Okay. Antonella Smith and Panquil. Okay. Lawrence. Okay. I mean, if they do patrols in the upper lower hive, can we, even though we don't have documents, can we also patrol in the upper lower hive? Or do we all still need the alias to move up?
So, you could go to the upper lower hive. That's entirely possible. But I'll give you the information. They would only come to that area if, let's say, a manufactorum was being attacked, or if workers were rioting, or if there was a need for them to go there, then they would. Enforcers do patrol in that area. Whereas in the middle hive, you might actually see the Arbites going out and doing work. You're unlikely to see them in the lower hive unless something bad has happened. or they're needed.
Wasn't there a fire or something like that? Would that count as?
No.
Was that far too long ago?
That was a while ago. There was an
Yeah.
explosion in a manufactorum, so they might get called in to check to see if it was sabotage, but that would all be down to the foreman and the people in charge of the manufactorum. And this isn't a Mechanicus forge. This is just a factory, and it's in the lower hive, so it's a shit factory.
Okay. So how do we go for fake documents? Should we go talk to the Poison Kiss? Should I go talk to the Poison Kiss, or should we talk to Dave?
Jenny,
Um.
Jenny.
Well.
Jenny,
Yes.
you would know
Oh,
the answer
sir.
to this.
I know. I know.
Oh.
I think I know where we could get such a thing. I'll just give me a second, and I'm gonna go visit our neighbor.
Okay.
I'm gonna politely knock on Ceres's part of the base. Ceres is
Okay.
question how.
You don't actually knock. The servo skull at the entrance to her area scans you. And at the precise second that you reach Ceres's door, the door opens. And I can show you what Ceres's voice was meant to sound like. Yay!
Can show you the world.
Greetings, Jenny. It is good to have you in my domain once more. Please enter. I have some interesting findings.
Thank you. Oh, findings about what? I'm curious now. Please do share.
Please, this way.
You're led over to a table where you're able to see that she has a large amount of the fungus that's been broken up, and it seems as if she's already started work, but you would judge only a couple of hours in. And as you look over, you can see that she's got some of the fungus chopped up, some of it's in beakers being boiled down, and so that its chemicals can be split apart. But she has a sample that's underneath a electron microscope that she has acquired from somewhere.
So, Nightingale, huh?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, you see, I'm trying to deduct whether it is a coincidence or not that the leader of the Poisoned Kiss goes by the same name as you do.
I believe this is just a consequence.
Error Voxcaster malfunction.
I believe this is just a coincidence. I do understand that the leader of one group is named Ceres, as I have a deal with them to acquire medical and neurological.
This is not gonna work, but yep, it went about as well as I expected it to.
Wow, a 5 on scrutiny.
That
Ow.
was Scrutiny Fellowship.
I would imagine there are several 100,000 individuals within this hive named Ceres. But it is
Yes,
just a
well,
coincidence, I'm sure.
I was asking more for Liliana's sake. Why is Liliana banging on the door with a shovel?
I'm not doing anything. I'm not even there. Girl alone.
I see what's happening on Discord. I see it. Well, what did you find?
She shows you.
She shows you to a area, to the electromagnoscope, and she gestures for you to look in.
Okay. What do I see with my non-augmented eyes?
So as you look at the test sample that she's taken, you can see that the fungus matter looks like any other biological material under high magnification. You can see the structures of how it's made up and how the cells are laid down. But then you note something odd. Something that technically shouldn't be. As you look at it, you would notice that there seems to be some sort of, well, it's not mutation, a warping of the way that the cellular structure has been laid down, and there's no reason for it. And as you look through the sample even more, you can see that it's regimented. Every 100 million nano would be nano, be like below nanometers. Tiniest length of a hair. There's another mark, and another mark, and another mark.
This is a most unusual mutation.
The only times I have ever seen any samples such as these were when I was studying on my home world. There were samples of navigator DNA.
Navigators?
Yes, the effects that their condition has upon their body, the way that their anima is affected by the way that their psychic ability reacts with warp space.
This is most unusual. I wonder what caused that. Probably not radiation. Radiation does not introduce such precise patterns.
My hypothesis so far would be that these fungus have grown in an area of either unstable warp phenomena, or that they have been grown within an active Geller field of some type that has been allowing warp space to enter.
I could ask one of our psychers if they noticed anything off with the warp when we were down there.
If either of them happens to have acquired any useful knowledge, I would appreciate it if it was passed on to me.
If you don't mind, I could bring them here. Or if you prefer not to have them in your workspace, I can just ask and relay the results.
I shall send one of my guardians with you. That way I can be informed immediately, and if you need to contact me, you need not waste valuable time coming over to my domain.
Of course. I'm gonna go ask them then. I imagine there's a service co-packing heat floating near me now. Liliana, Mordecai.
There's a spurt of binary that you would hear as Guardian Alpha 4 follow, and she would give your Mechanicus name, which would then translate into your actual name.
Yep.
Another servo skull comes hovering next to you, taking up position next to Hector. Kind of gives Hector the eye.
I'm just gonna end binary. You two play nice.
Lillian is gonna whisper to Mordecai, "They're multiplying."
No. Now there are 2 of them.
There are a lot more than 2 of them.
She's not actually mine, you know.
Oh,
Anyway, Sarah has been looking over the samples we've brought her, and well, she has a hypothesis, but we need confirmation. The 2 of you, when we were down there, you felt anything unusual about the warp or anything like that?
Liliana looks at Mordecai.
Mordecai looks at Liliana.
I'll take that as a yes.
Liliana looks back at Jenny. You could say that, yes.
Yeah, there was something, yeah.
Okay, please, describe it in detail, please. This is important for the hypotheses.
How to
And
describe?
Jenny's just gonna pull out her own data slate, and she's definitely making notes right now.
Liliana, how to describe? It was fucky.
Like,
Any more technical terms?
I just kind of say, should I tell her the full everything?
By all means, tell me, please.
By all means, Mordecai. I trust Jenny, so.
I felt it more than Liliana. It was like the ships that took us, but without warding. It was also kind of like there was a chamber down there. It's kind of like a reverse choir chamber almost.
Reverse wire chamber.
Took power in and it twisted it. It's why what happened to me happened to me.
Okay.
Liliana's gonna look at Mordecai and say, I wonder, are we trying to basically explain the warp to a scientist? It's like we're trying to explain rocket science to a toddler, in a way.
I know, it just may as well explain why I was on the floor.
Look,
for a
the
while.
whole point is that the fungus has had a rather unusual cellular mutation pattern. It's too precise for radiation, so the working theory Ceres has is that it is somehow connected with the warp influence, but
Liliana's gonna raise her hand. Is it bad for consumption, though?
I'm gonna turn to Alpha 5 and I'm gonna binary. Is it?
A few moments go by, and then you hear a voice come from the servo skull.
My mistress is unsure of this outcome. However, we could experiment on some of the underhivers to find out if this is indeed a fact. Or you could get samples of the mutants that have been devouring these funguses.
think we have a sizable sample size and one that already compensated us for the effort.
Do um do we still have the?
Also, was that in binary or was that?
It probably would have been in binary. It probably would have been in binary.
So that would probably still be. So my response would also be in binary.
Liliana's waiting.
So funny you should ask that because I'm just gonna clasp her on the arm. Congratulations, Liliana, you're doing science now. Well, we're doing science, but you're participating.
Liliana's gonna raise a single eyebrow. Excuse
Well,
me?
we don't know if they're safe for consumption, but I suppose now that the poison kiss has all of that, we're gonna find out. It's a pretty good sample size.
Liliana's gonna facepalm. Can you ask? I forgot. Is it Megas or Dominus? I
Mantorus.
forgot. Mentorum. Could you ask the Mentorus if the thing is processed, it's still bad for consumption? Because I really don't want to give a bad thing to the poison kids because I'm trying to stay nice with them. Also, do we have the sample nearby so I can look at it? She's gonna look at Mordecai, back at Jay. With our special ability to see if you see anything?
I mean, I'm just turning to Alpha 5, like, binary. I'm making a binary. I don't know how that translates, but...
The
Sounds
skull
like it
kind
too.
of the skull kind of takes its little arms and raises them in a kind of shrug motif, and then turns around and zooms off at full speed back to out of your section.
I suggest we don't poison the people who just paid us a lot of money.
Precisely my worry, Mordecai. If we give them a bad batch, it's gonna be bad. Technically, we gave them the raw stuff, so it's not our fault. But even still, I would like to know.
The servo skull comes back, and in its hand it has a tiny glass slide with a sample in it, and it says in low Gothic this time.
My mistress believes that there has been some misunderstanding. The Poison Kiss have hired her to create drugs, narcotics, and other stimulants for them. It is more than likely that they will, as they have already attempted to, get my mistress to make these substances for them, now that they have the correct biomatter. My mistress merely wanted to assist you all by giving you the option to go and get it for her.
So, you understand, this is exciting science.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, different
The
series,
Mentorus.
no relation.
Sorry? What?
Ceres? What?
No, never
Ceres?
mind, ignore. Nothing of value.
Is that thing's name Ceres? And I point to the surface skull.
I'm just gonna, in binary, say, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say, yes, it is.
Hold up.
Tech priest, that is incorrect information. My mistress's name is Sarah Victoria Mentorus.
I'm just
Designation
gonna, in
Alpha
binary, god
Delta.
damn it, Alpha 5.
I'm gonna.
Damn it, Alpha 5.
Silence
Should
in
I
Oh.
say it in binary or normal speak?
So, oh, her name
Normal.
is Ceres. Okay.
What is the complete name? What is the
She's
complete name you
called
just said?
Ceres. What's the name
Victoria
of the
Mantorus.
poison kiss boss?
You don't know
Um,
that, Albie. You weren't there when they told us that.
Yeah,
Could you
we,
write?
we,
Yeah, you don't know that, Albie. Could
we
you write
just
that
now
down?
know. Oh, sorry.
The only ones who know about it is
Sure.
me and Jim's character.
Yeah, we just now know that the tech priest is called Ceres.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
offended. She has a name.
Same. Who else is called Ceres? What? Just,
If,
I'm
I mean,
confused.
if it's a different person, then
You're
it's
not
fine.
allowed.
It
It's
is. It is. I mean, let's
Someone with the same name? I'm so confused.
let's
I
be
know, right?
reasonable. How many Mordecais, Lilianas, or Ezio's are on this planet? I reckon more than one.
That's gonna. I don't know. My name was common on this, common-ish on a spaceship, but
Yeah, it was. I guess there were a few back on the station, but
The point I'm trying to make is names are not as unique as we like them to be.
also, I never implied that they were the same. That was all you, Jenny.
yeah, but okay, who is the other
Hypotheses
Ceres?
need to be tested in order to prove or disprove them.
I was just gonna shake her head, and she's gonna go to the tiny head, and she's gonna take the sample, bring it to the table, pour a little bit on the table, and she's gonna try to senescence.
Yeah, I'll join you for that, Lily. But first, who is this other Ceres you talk about?
She's the boss of the poison kiss, dear Monica. Ceres
Now,
Nightshade.
okay. Now I see why you thought they could have been the same.
God damn it.
Shade. I'll roll mine in just a second.
Jenny's just gonna look at Mordecai and I'm just gonna, you motherfuckers need science.
Hey, Mordecai's from a research station, just like you. He knows
Doesn't-
science.
Mordecai is probably more of a scientist than. Actually, not more of a scientist.
He was
but
the subject of the sign.
He's definitely more of a scientist than Liliana is. Oh,
God
God
damn it.
damn it. Liliana will sit there and she's gonna
I'm gonna
take her
spend a
time.
fate. Yeah. I guess spend a fate to reroll that.
I'm
Before they
keeping
get-
my last fate.
Yeah. Boom!
Ooh!
Boom!
Nice.
This is where nothing out of the ordinary happens. I'm just wasting a fate.
Hey man, I
Pretty
wasted a
much.
fate to not get hangover.
Pretty much. As you look at the sample size, you don't see any. There's no aura of psychic or warp fuckery about it. It just seems to be mundane as far as you can tell, and your mind now, after unburdening yourself emotionally to your ally, feeling lighter, you focus on it and you're able to get a really good understanding and looking into it. No, it just looks like a sample that should go into a magnifying device.
Either there isn't enough here, or there's nothing wrong with it as far as I can see. It's just.
Okay, I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got a pretty good look there. Just there's nothing. Sorry for your hypothesis.
Mm. Then we'll scoop the thing back into the vial, and she'll give to the tiny head. Alpha 5, I think. You don't see anything there that's related to the war, but
We wouldn't be good at our jobs if there was and we didn't see it. Sorry.
Also, Jenny,
Yes.
weren't you just going out to find us papers?
You must understand that science takes precedence. But yes, I will go ask now. I'm just gonna turn to Alpha 6 and Binary. Yes, I was going to ask you about fake papers, but you distracted me with science.
So
I
science
was
is like
blinded by science.
Okay.
It's like
So, as you say that to the servo skull, it relays your message to Ceres, and she comes through.
But of course, if you need assistance getting past the hive security checkpoints, then I should be able to manufacture some paperwork that would assist you in this. It will take me some time to create one for each of you, however.
time is good. I've still got a raging headache.
You need to go on benders less.
I need to get over the head less. You mean you're the ones that were out all night?
Liliana's gonna look at Mordecai. Actually, Jenny, he needs to get bad shit drunk.
Oh dear, we're gonna have to find a male-friendly bar around here, aren't we?
Liliana's gonna. I'm not gonna bring you to the poison prick, but there's always that first bar.
Not a bad idea.
Then again, we could always just go to Dave and see if he has bootleg moonshine.
I wouldn't trust Dave as far as I could throw him for anything that isn't hurting someone else.
I mean, I'm pretty sure by drinking moonshine you could lose an eye or two, but yeah.
So long as we don't get
Luckily
third
for
one.
us, we may be able to find cybernetic replacements.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go drink at the poison kiss, and maybe I'll bring drinks later.
Can I join you when we go to the Emperor's Crown? What's it called?
We're going there too. We're going there too, but
Go
poison prick,
everywhere.
I pay last.
But I pay more.
You're not drinking there.
Okay.
Liliana is going to look at Alpha 5 and she's gonna ask that they had. How long do you think you can estimate it would take for you to get the papers?
For my mistress to make papers for all of you, it will take her about calculating 4 to 5 hours for each of you, depending on your role and appearance. But she also has to spend calculating about 8 to 10 hours each day making the material that you requested of her.
Liliana starts making math in her head. She just shakes her head and looks at Jenny. How long does that take in total?
Yes.
So, what's
So
it,
it's
4 to
gonna
Definitely give accurate number.
I thought
so
you
it's
said
gonna
45.
take her. No. So it's going to take her it will take her with her other work as well a day for each of you. So 5 days in total.
5-day bender. Great.
I don't think I'm gonna bring Mordecai to a 5-day bender. I don't think he can handle that yet.
I mean, I'm also 5 HP down, and I get 1 HP back a day, so that works great. That I'm sure we can find something to occupy our time with in the meantime. We
True.
might even hear back from our less dodgy contact. Well, I say less dodgy. Whoever Dodgy Dave knows can't be that legit.
Dodgy is his first name, remember that.
I know, but who calls their child Dodgy? Like,
I don't
You
know.
know, it's not his actual name, right?
Yeah, but who has a surname of Dave? I mean, he married Mary Dave.
yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that's still just, a street name. Or his parents were really uninspired.
Eh,
It's probably both, let's be honest here. He doesn't look the sort to be very inspired himself. But he seems to like us, I guess, which is something.
I mean, we've been giving him a lot of money, so.
And hey, I'm pretty sure his kind of broken now helmet I got off him saved my life, so there's that, I guess. But anyway, we may have a lot of business in the middle hive when we get our papers through. So
Now then, let's go get drunk while we wait then.
very drunk. Just kind of looks Jenica, but you may want to check on Darius before we go. He's been coughing up a fit all night and all day.
I will. Just don't give him rats next time.
I don't know what you mean. Okay, those were gerbils. Darius and Ezio
You
were
see,
there.
there's the G word again.
I have admitted that they don't live inside the.
No, don't even finish that sentence.
I have admitted that. That doesn't mean
Don't even finish that sentence.
Doesn't mean they don't exist as an organism.
But they certainly do not exist inside machinery.
I did. I have admitted that, and you told me not to say that. I was just saying that. I guess gerbils are rodents. You do have me there. But that, it was nice meat, wasn't it, Ezio? You ate them.
Let's say it was a once-time only experience.
Really, I could go for a second one. They were very nice, very well cooked, tender.
Yeah. I didn't feel too happy last time after I ate one of those.
Out of character, I'm holding in my laughter because I remember what happened and how you cooked it.
Yep.
Yeah, he cooked it on corpses, FYI, for the people who forgot.
Yep. And everyone believed me when I told them I didn't. Yeah, but it's just you'll get used to the food here, I'm sure. Every hive has different food, and I mean, yeah. So you're fine now. You'll be fine next time. Would you rather
I don't
home
know.
cooked food or slop?
The ration packs are nice.
But it was real meat though.
Real meat that made me sick.
weakness leaving the body. You'll be fine next time, I promise.
Can I do a perception check?
Perception check?
I feel like he's bullshitting.
I'm not. He's not lying. It's like, oh, you will be fine next time. I don't think he's particularly lying. But if you don't trust my cooking that much, just wait till I've eaten it first next time then. If I'm gonna eat it, you know it's gotta be fine.
Actually, no.
Alright, well, you seem to enjoy it at the time is all I'm gonna say. Everyone's a critic nowadays. Anyway. Shall we head off and get some drinks?
Oh yeah. I think this qualifies as a time skip.
Ah,
giving it-
finally a time skip.
Giving a GM a time skip. This is a terrifying thing.
Okay then. So, as a few days go by, can you all remove either the rations that you'll be eating or the money that you'll need to spend to buy food?
I'm
So-
just gonna remove.
How many
Okay,
rations do we need to spend?
I will let you know in a moment. So, it is currently 021.998 M41 Imperial. Yes. 2 days go by. We're currently on the 23rd part of this year. On this day, whilst you are... Let's say this is a day that you all go out and find another tavern that you can all drink at. You go back to the place where you first started. The Emperor's Crown or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Emperor's Crown.
As you sit there drinking your drinks and watching the pick recordings on the view screen, basically praises to the God Emperor, cathedrals, and inspirational documentaries of the guardsmen at the front, you receive a message. The message comes from Dodgy Dave. He tells you that you have a meeting with a person called Mr. Black. He will meet you. It's you know the area. It's the transport dock that you came into the hive from, but in a different area. And he says that once you get there to the transport space dock, that's what I'm thinking of. No, not space dock. The transport landing bay. That's the one. Once you get to the transport landing bays for the lower hive, he gives you directions, and those directions should lead you to a private hangar. And from there, you just have to tell the person, he says, that you're here to meet Mr. Black, and that's essentially your password.
Okay.
Another 2 days go past, so we're now on the 23rd day. Ceres Victoria completes her work on the drugs. You receive 35,000 thrones, which is to be divided amongst 6 of you.
How many?
35,000.
Holy.
That's a really awkward number.
It is.
Out of
It is.
5k for the 250k funds and then 5k each.
Just give 800 for each of us and leave the change to.
Yeah, the 100 changes as like a pot for if we need something.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say that to leave the change to Sarah's was basically a thank you because she did all of the work.
I mean, she did rip us off with the. I mean, might be too meta, so. But she did rip us off with the 20 for another 30k. So I think she got her commission.
It was a different Ceres, so.
Different Sarah's, and here we're talking about the tech freeze here. And here's the thing too: she's also making us papers.
Yeah.
Fair. Let's consider it.
That's, yeah.
So 5k 800.
So much money now
So,
So much money.
that we'll spend
On-
or lose.
And yet so far.
on the day of your meeting with Mr. Black, you are handed, each of you, an identity chip. So these could be scanned by the Hive's security systems. At the end of this episode, in your character sheet, you need to create this for each of you. This will be the extra identity that you go by within this hive. Ceres also informs you she wants 200 thrones each.
How many thrones?
Hold up.
200.
We're giving her 200 more, and she still wants more.
Yeah, she's smart. She realizes.
God damn it! You know what? I didn't. I say we shouldn't give her the 200. I'm kidding. Fuck it.
So now we have an odd number, and now we must subtract.
It was 200 each, so.
We'd be getting 5.6k each.
Yeah.
5.6. Okay, gotcha. Not gear. 5.6.
5.6.
Don't you mean 5.8 and then you're removing 200 to make it 5.6?
Yes, so far.
Yeah, I just shaved off what we would have to.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just thinking, hang on, did someone make a... Never mind, it's fine.
We just
So-
need an extra 200, 5.6k.
These identities will cover you up to the clearance level of Omega. Which is the same level of security as an Adeptus. God damn it! What was his name? What's his level? What's his clearance?
Adeptus Administrator.
No, it's a High Administrative Clerk. So you'd gain access with these identities once you create them. Will give you access to a lot of the files within the Hive's day-to-day running. You're not going to get security documents with these identities. You're not going to get, PDF numbers or guard regiment, this, that, or the other. None of that. But you're not a civilian. You're a, well-paid member of society. These will maybe get you into the upper hive, depending on how heavy the scrutiny is on your identities.
I have to ask, are these papers in a different name or are they in our own name?
They'll be in a different name. Then this will not be your names. You'll have to come up with a completely different name for this character. Now, by all means, if you want to call this other person your Lily, second name Anna, you can. That's a different person, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna be on an original. I'm gonna be Anna something. It's easier to remember, you know? So we don't fuck up later down in the line.
You would be surprised at how unoriginal the Eisenhorn books are, and Eisenhorn himself with his... One of his aliases is called, like, Horn.
Horn.
I missed the
I was about
horn.
to say horn.
And that's it. It's like, huh. Fair enough.
Mordred Kai, I think, has a nice ring to it.
Angus.
So, by all means, you won't need these today, because you are staying within the lower hive. After a few days, Darius's cough does clear up. It does seem like it was just maybe an infection from down in the lower hives, or just you were breathing in a lot of spores and a lot of mutant filth. So, to be expected. Also, I need to change the date. And I need to sort out the starting date again. Lovely. So it is the 27th at the moment. You will all get a fortune refresh. Or sorry, a fate refresh. Because you have spent 6 days relaxing. Sorry, not 6 days.
Is that a full fate refresh?
5.
Yes, 5 days.
No, wait. A full fate refresh or one?
Yeah. No,
a single
full.
fate.
No, you'll get a full.
Ooh.
Because you are relaxing, drinking.
We're chilling.
Obviously, I'm going to leave this down to your own choice. Remove the number of thrones.
Right?
Yes, as long as you weren't like heavily wounded. 5 wounds per day. 5 wounds. 1 wound a day. 5 wounds in total. Should heal up most people.
Heavily wounded is more than half, isn't it? I think.
Heavily wounded in this game is when you've got like 3 left. Or 2 left.
Okay, yeah.
I'm removing 25 thrones a day because I've been drinking.
Sure.
So, also, I would like to ask, how much is a glow stick pack again? Do you remember you told me
it was either
for...
5 or 1. It was 5 or 1.
I think it was 5 for actual low sticks, 1 for the crappy ones.
We'll go with that because I know Darius or Geddy was using his the document, and that's got what basically low sticks throughout all the books have got different prices, and it's like, well, someone was inconsistent. So we'll say 5 thrones for a pack of 20, or 1 throne for a pack of 20 cheap ones.
Okay, so 5, so I need to take 30. Okay, I am now at 6,760 thrones, and I have half a pack of glow sticks left, and a new pack of glow sticks. Just making sure.
No, that's very good of you.
At least 1 glow stick a day is what I spent, since we're basically just relaxing.
I'm gonna get some more rations, but I'll look up the price of the rations in the sheet we have so I don't clog down everything.
No, I think Lydiana will have some good lace too since she's tuning, so she's down to 6 in a 1 and 20 full. Okay.
So yes, for Liliana, because I'm guessing you're going to be checking on the poison kiss.
All the time.
So you don't actually get any word for the first 3 days of your mini break. Although none of the other girls seem to be upset or seem to be worried about this, until you get to the day when so it would be the 24th day. On the 24th day, you would actually, when you go up to the rotten prick, you would see that there is quite a large commotion going on. Now, the rotten prick on the map is this one.
Which one?
Okay, that one.
It is closer to the elevator leading up. But as you get there today, Liliana, you can see that the blast doors leading to the elevator area has been shut down. And there's a lot of citizens gathering, questioning what's going on. But as you go into the bar itself, you see was it Jenny? Was it Jane?
Jane. The bar girl is Jane.
You see Jane there on the Vox. And she seems to be giving out orders, but not combat orders. As you like sit down and wait to get a drink, she's like in a very weird. So you don't have their secret tongue, so it just seems like a lot of slang and jargon. But the way that she says it makes out as if it sounds military. Like as she says, Scumpot Jowl to Lotus Leaf to Aegis, and Aegis is rising.
Oh shit.
She's in some good stuff.
Holy shit, these are call signs for basically squads. And situations that are going down, Liliana can think of it. Liliana will approach Jane and she'll sit and wait. She's not gonna ask for anything, she's gonna wait until she can actually give Liliana time.
Okay,
And
so as you're sat there, a couple of minutes go by, and one of the girls who was a much younger girl who was sweeping up the floor sees you and looks over to Jane, and kind of comes around the bar, stands on a box, and gets you whatever drink you would like. You would see Jane like scruffle the girl's hair as she gets you her drink. She kind of gives you a wink at that time. And a couple more minutes go by before she puts down her Vox caster.
Liliana will... She's basically just sipping the drink while she's waiting. But she's just gonna look at Jane and say, I know I'm still not a member, but if there's absolutely anything I can do to help, just tell me. I don't even know what's going on, but I don't care. I want to help.
Well, you've been getting drinks in here, and I suppose you're You kind of a bit more. So there's nothing you can do. At the moment, the Acid Riot were... It seemed like they were just flexing their muscles, just trying to squeeze their way in a little bit more. Trying to sling their stuff a bit cheaper, get their girls out on shore, which Ceres has said isn't allowed. So they ramped up, we ramped up. Over the past couple of days, it's just been a case of, you know, they're bringing more people to the field and we brought more on our side. Well, last night, early this morning, it kicked off. I don't know who fired first or what blood was spilt first, but I only know that the enforcers hit a button, closed off the elevator, so it couldn't get damaged, but that locks them in together, so hopefully it'll rise up and we'll get some answers.
I'm sorry. Do you lock both sides inside of there?
The elevator door gets shut down first, and then the door leading to the elevator. That whole chamber has controls and circuits that could be accessed. So it's... I mean, who's going to access it on this anyway? It's procedure. If they want to lock off a floor, they can just hit a button and kind of gestures with her hands of doors coming down and lockdown. Yeah. I mean, if we're lucky, then it'll be as usual. So it'll be a big old scuffle and a fight. But then it'll die down. They'll see that there's no damage to their precious elevator. And they'll lift the doors up. It's not like any of us have got the firepower to damage any of that stuff, but...
Jane, is Tiffany safe? I haven't had any news about her, and now this is going on. So, is she locked in there?
Oh, most definitely. Tiffany's this floor's leader, in a way. So she would have been the one calling more people up. If she needed any more assistance, then she could call up Ceres and she'd send some from the floor above or from other floors that we control.
Okay. I pray to the God Emperor that she's okay.
She gives... It's weird. She has a look in her eyes that tells, like, there's real fear showing in her eyes. And you, like, might catch her hand tremor ever so slightly, but she doesn't show that off in her speech. She'll be fine. That girl's lived through more battles than I've had hot dinners. She's a tough one.
I was about to say something, but she bites her tongue not to say anything. She'll take a deep breath. She's gonna take another sip of the drink. And she's gonna... Jane? Again, I know this is irregular, but if there's absolutely anything I can do to help, please tell me.
So the little girl, who's now getting glasses and putting them on the shelf, just looks up and, She'll be fine. She's like one of those Astartes. She's big and mean, but she always comes out fine. Like never a scratch. Like the God Emperor himself looks after her. Hey, yeah, he does, little one. He does. He looks after all of us.
Lena will smile at the little girl and say, indeed, she does, little one. But then she's gonna look at Jane. Can I roll charm to maybe help? I don't know. Because Liliana at this moment is genuinely concerned.
Once I know what's going on, I can let you know, but until the door comes up, I'm afraid we don't have access. That room. Well, so after, I don't know, 78 hours, there'll be no air left in that room. And if the fighting hasn't stopped by then, everyone in there will be dead. So it normally opens after about, 48 hours, or give or take. We have this isn't the first time it's happened. If we do have a Medicaid, she kind of, like, air quotes, center. It's not much, but it's, it'll help them out in the worst case. The only other way to get in there, really, is to go, well, down through the elevator. If you get on the elevator on another floor, and come down and you have the right, well, the Arbites or the enforcers or PDF clearance, that's how they get people down to, end the battle if they need to.
Stupid ideas forming on Liliana's mind. She's not gonna say anything. She'll just say, I see.
Out of characters, just to make sure I'm following. They're basically in a cage fight, in an elevator, and if they take too long, they die.
No. So at the moment, they're in the room that you guys came through, where you got jumped. That whole section is designed to be locked off in case the hive is attacked, so they cannot access the elevators, or the elevators get destroyed so that they can't use them. It's a chokehold. It's an area to buy time before destroying the elevators. In a siege, it works really well at civilian control when you have, a riot and you want to keep them away from key areas. So they're currently in the habitation block, in air quotes, that you guys walked through when you got here, fighting it out. And because they're fighting, the upper hive, the upper echelon, saw that they were fighting, were like, no, let's lock it down. So if the fight ends in 24 hours, then in 24 hours' time, the doors will open and the wounded and victorious can go their separate ways. If the fighting doesn't stop for 78 hours, then there's no air being pumped into that room. So asphyxiation will get them. Well, if there's enough of them.
Basically shit. They have 72 hours to either duke it out or duke it out and win, or calm down and stop fighting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh boy. Okay.
And it seems as if everything's contained.
No issues with this.
Okay. Lena's worried. She likes Tiffany. So she was just gonna, I'll pray for the God Emperor, for Tiffany's and every one of the other girls' safety. Every day. I'll finish my drink, look at the little girl, smile, look at Jane. Jane, if you need me for anything, or if I can be of any service, you know where to call me.
I'll do that.
And I was going to smile, get up, and she'll leave. Now, what's going inside Leona's mind is probably stupid, but she wants to break in and help.
So sorry,
You know.
I did make a boo boo there. It is the. I just thought type. Hang on. I need to check something quick, because I do need to check times on how. Oh yeah, it takes you 6 hours. Yeah. No, so that works out. So it wasn't the 24th.
Okay.
It was the 25th. So the day that you the day that Sarah had completed her work.
So, just to get my head wrapped around, this is the 4th or the 5th day then?
This is the 25th. So on the 25th, you got the message about the poison kiss, not the 24th.
Okay. So, in the very same day as the 5th day then. Okay, gotcha. Where we get the aliases.
Yes.
Okay.
No, sorry, you get the aliases on the 26th.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Sorry. I guess I'll wait for now. I will wait one day before I do anything. And then we get the papers, and we had to go meet the guy.
Yes.
But along the way, Liliana will go talk to Jenny. And Liliana will. This is the second day. Liliana is now a little bit more worried, so she'll approach Jenny and she'll say, Jenny, how do we break into a closed off area? Glass doors. How do I get those back up or find a way inside? And she'll explain.
You see, you would need to coerce the system into opening the blast doors, or use a hideous amount of explosives that which we do not have.
I did hear, though, that we could use the elevator to go either up to this floor or down to this floor.
Yes,
So long
that is
as
what
we,
elevators usually do. That is
so
the
long as
purpose they serve.
no, Jenny, the place that remember that area we got in. We
Yes.
fought a bunch of hoodlums. That entire area is closed off.
Oh.
There's only 72 hours of air inside there, oxygen, and now they're down to 45 hours. And my friend isn't there, and I'm getting worried.
I see. I was about to suggest they better develop some more efficient breathing techniques, but I guess that's off the table.
Jenny, I would like to go in there and help my friend. And like I heard, we can go in, use the elevator to go into the enclosed area, so long as we have PDF, military, Albites, access to it.
Which
Tech priest, actually. I missed that. Tech priest also.
Tech priest access too! And she's gonna point at you. I know I
Oh,
joke that you're a Ninja, but you're not a Ninja. You're a tech help.
Look. Okay. So what are we expecting inside?
A fuck ton of gangsters.
Anything more?
More gangsters, panicked civilians, maybe security forces fighting. And
Honestly,
well,
if they
since it's
locked them
been a
in
few
there to
hours,
just choke him out, I don't think they would send security forces in.
true. So we can expect a lot of gangsters from the Acid Riot, a lot of gangsters from the Poison Kiss, and they're running out of oxygen fighting in there.
They should probably stop. The exertion is only increasing the oxygen consumption.
It was just like,
Wow.
really? You're gonna joke
Point taken.
about that now?
Don't worry, we'll get them, or at least we'll try.
Wow.
Thank you, I
Hey, I
guess.
don't make promises I can't keep. Well, assemble the team then, and I suppose... A lot of gangsters, you say?
Yeah. A fuck ton. And now they're, not yet, but they will soon be, oxygen deprived.
Hmm.
Liliana will go tell Mordecai, Ezio, and Darius about what's going on too.
Okay. So we need to go help them. Obviously.
Yes, please. Just as a question, are we going towards the dealer now? Were we on the way to the dealer when I told them this, or would this be before? Because I think Liliana wants to go to the dealer first because she needs better equipment to go do this crazy shit.
So I would imagine that you all woke up quite early in the excitement and the idea, yes, we get to go and see a weapon dealer who should have really good stuff. This could be, and then you've also got your friend is in peril. So
Did she roll on a table then? Because if she rolled on that table, I don't think we're getting her back.
it's early in the morning. You've received your documents from Ceres. You can then tell everyone about what you plan to do and see if they'll help you. I imagine the team unites, as is only proper. And then you travel up to the meeting point. Now, it's 8 hours straight up, but sadly it's a bit more than that, because otherwise there's no difference to you basically using the elevator. So there's an extra 2 hours added on. You will have to pay 100 thrones as you go through different areas controlled by different people. These are not... You're not giving guys money who are holding out hands. This is, you are actually paying the Imperium to go through a workers' gate, basically. So you're going through a workers' gate like a turnstile.
100 each?
Yes, 100 each. Well, hang on.
They're gonna pay.
Would they? The Imperium does like to keep its citizens in one place. Say 50 each. That's going to be far out of the stretch out of most common Imperial citizens. So yeah, 50 each. And it takes you 10 hours.
Yeah, we'll be checking the. Then we'll be checking the. Well, her watch or whatever is the closest thing to that all the time.
Do you have a chrono? A
I
chronometer?
don't think I do. I don't think I do. I have to buy one.
There are work chronometers around so that people know when they have to be at work. So you check on there every time you see one.
Yeah.
And you make it to the destination. You can see this the departure area for where you got off your transport. You got something to eat on the way. You're like, right, okay, so the directions were, and you follow the directions to a key until you come to a much further away landing dock. It's all closed off at the moment, but as you walk down this very, very long corridor, because the Imperium likes them, you can see that each one of these landing bays can be rented out. There are multiple of them. But there's only one in this area that has a guard stood outside. And as soon as you come into eyesight of the guard, which there's nowhere to hide in this corridor, there's nothing to hide behind, there's no cover. The guard puts his hand up to his microbead, you presume. Once you arrive, the guard just looks at you.
Weird. Oh, I need to find the journal. There we go. We want to speak to Mr. Black.
He kind of...
That's the instructions he got, so...
It was actually that you have an appointment with Mr. Black.
That's... yeah. Damn it.
He kind of gives you a side-eyed look through his helmet, so you don't really see his eyes. He moves his hand up to his helmet again to hit his microbead. He looks at you. You were given a password.
I thought I just said it was a few days ago. Was it? Do you want
We
me
have
to
an
roll?
appointment with Mr. Black.
Thank you. Someone else who can
Thank you.
remember it. There we go. That's the one.
He
Lillian is a bit
knocks on the
quiet,
side
but I
door.
guess it's just
He knocks on a side door, and from inside, someone must hit a switch because the door falls down. It seems to be an airlock door, but for people to come through, rather than the large cargo ones. As you walk through, you'll have to excuse me as I find the map. There are many, many maps. Many, many maps. Which one is... Is it this one? I think it's this one. So, the guards are not on the map at the moment. But you make your way into an area with... Once I zoom out so I can actually get...
Oh, I need to...
Yeah.
Oh, everything's black.
Oh
That's what I
joy,
can
everything's black for you guys. Lovely. So we're not doing any combat here, so I don't need to do that much. So,
You know, I was afraid we are actually gonna have combat.
and you're all fucked. No, I did actually, I asked some people. I was like, should I be a mean GM or should I be a good GM? And, you know, they made me see the error of my ways and they said I should fuck you over the worst I could. So I was like, okay, I will take that on board. Lovely. So,
you already did that last time.
Shit,
You always
that was
killed
by
us
accident.
last. Oh dear lord.
it's a lot of ships, tanks, and whatnot.
There's Valkyries or Storm Talons?
They are insert name here. That's what they are. As you make your way into the hangar, you can see that there are multiple guards, all wearing a type of light carapace, in a greenish, very dark green, dirty colour. And there are a number of servitors in the hangar, moving crates from one transport shuttle to another, refueling others and moving crates around. As I need to find out, it is you. Do you have a token? You do. Excellent. This is working out better than I'd thought. When? It's all white. When you come into the square area here, wow, roll 20 is sluggish.
Yeah, it's being a bit funny.
As you fine, we'll ignore roll 20 for now. As you come in to the entry point to the two hangars, one of the guards shouts out, "Mr. Black, your guests are here, sir." You hear the sounds of a cane on ceramite steel as Mr. Black makes his presence known. When you look at him, his skin is dark, his eyes white. He has a shaved head, a cane in one hand. He almost resembles a rogue trader, but his garments are not quite as fine, the jewels not nearly as large. But he has a swagger about him, as if this is a man who has a vast amount of resources at his disposal. Please, come on in. I would like to see the people who I will be dealing with face to face for the first time, at the very least.
Liliana goes in.
Yeah,
I also go in.
Mordecai definitely goes in because he paid for all of this.
So as you all come in and line up, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Works for me.
All of his guards surround you and lower their weapons. So
lower?
I want to make myself very clear. I do not deal with people called Dodgy Dave. So if you are Arbeits or some other undercover organization that is trying to fuck with me, please lie to me right now and I will shoot you in the face.
We
I know I'm not
Liliana-
there, but I like his style.
Liliana's going to give a great big smile. She's gonna give him a cordial bow, and then she's gonna raise. Forgive us, Mr. Black, but we we were Dodgy Dave extended this introduction to us, and we really look like our buddies.
I
I
just
think I
wanted.
do believe. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I just wanted someone to fix up my family's sword, but not Abites, and he just kind of points to this the antique saber on his hip. Just he said he knew you and you could do it, and our choices down there are a bit limited in terms of who we can go to for gear.
Liliana will look at him and say, "No, actually, Liliana's just gonna look at Morgan and look at him and waiting for him to say anything."
Just we're not Abites.
Okay, so that is your plea to, wow, this guy's luck. So I'm going to be nice.
I mean, we're not lying.
So
We're not lying.
first things first, he did not notice your Arbite shock baton that you never said that you left behind. He got an 81. Secondly, he got an 81 to see if you were telling a lie. So
He doesn't.
gets it again. It's broken.
Liliana is gonna raise her hand and say, "Please, Mr. Black, if it would be, how should I say this? If it would please you, you can disarm us and take all our weapons while we're talking." we
I
have
think that would be a
some-
good idea, actually.
Liliana
But I have
also say,
better. So, he points out to a couple of his guards and he gestures to them, and they come out with what Jenny would know as hand portable
I am
augers.
there, okay.
Before
And they begin scanning you.
we have bought some rather illegal things from Dodgy Dave.
Mordecai, I don't think Mr. Black gives a shit about the legality of our possessions.
He might care about one
He
of
smiles
them,
at you,
given-
Jenny.
given
One
who
of his
he
men
thinks we
starts
are.
tapping. One of his men starts tapping the side of his auger, and just starts shaking it. And the other one just looks at him, gives him a withering look. He's got his helmet mask up as he's looking at the scanner's output screen, and he just goes over Mordecai, Ezio, Jenny, Liliana, Darius. Hey boss, no signal output coming from them. They got some comm beads. You'll need to take them. I think. Hang on. Wrong accent. I think that would be a good idea. Comm beads on. Well, why don't you come over to here? You can put your comm beads on the crate. Make sure they are off. And we will talk.
That is the worst fake South African accent I have ever heard.
I don't think that's South African, because South African
I
is
thought it was
more
Indian.
South African.
Oh yeah, no.
I
no,
don't
you're
hear
right.
any of you doing accents, so I believe we shall.
It is more like Ugandan prince.
It's 40k. It's a blend of many cultures.
Yes, yes it is, and I love it.
Liliana will take off her microbead.
Yeah.
She's gonna step forward, put into the crate, and say, "Forgive me, but do you have the time, Mr. Black?"
At least he wasn't called Mr. Wolf.
No, not Mr. Wolf. Wrong universe.
The time. He takes out a very fine chronometer, plated in gold and connected by a silver chain.
Okay.
At least he doesn't know we can fuck him up without our weapons.
Shush you.
Shush you.
The thing is, Liliana's not even thinking like this is this could be foreseen as a bad thing for him. She's just more worried about Tiffany downstairs. So she's just like, I spent 10 hours coming up. Just get on with this bullshit.
It is
She likes the man. She's
1900. Puts away his chronometer. Hang on, 19 is that? That is 7. Yes, it is.
That's 7, and yeah.
That's 7, yeah. So I have -1 hour, I think. So I'm at 37. Okay. Leon's gonna nod. Thank you.
He gives
And
you
she will-
a nod and a smile.
Liliana will also motion to him that she's gonna be taking out her guns and she's gonna be putting a saber, a baton, a knife, and the scimitars into the crate with the guns.
Mordecai's gonna go over and take out his comb bead and his pistol, and then he's gonna very slowly fill out the shock maul and put it in the box, and then take off the saber and just go, this is what I was wanting you for. Do you want
I'm
it
sorry.
now?
What? 1 second. Are you going to try and go over the fact that you just put an Arbites shock baton into that box?
I believe he is.
I did say that we had some rather illegal stuff on us. And then I got told to shut up by that you wouldn't care, so I didn't.
Do you know? I think you are too simple in the head to be an Arbeit. Maybe an informant.
Liliana's gonna look at Mordecai.
But fine. We
Liliana's
will
gonna look
deal.
at Mordecai and say, "Ouch."
Mordecai's just gonna have to soak that one.
We will deal, and I will keep tabs on Arbeit traffic, shall we see. So, as items are presented to this new individual, as the guards lower their weapons, and as the servitors seem to bring crates over, the camera zooms out. And that is the end of our episode. So, I hope you've enjoyed this RP-driven episode, which I have enjoyed quite a lot. Then please do visit us again next time, or perhaps come and see us on Thursdays when we'll be running some Warhammer Fantasy, a Warhammer Fantasy campaign rather. So, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Remember that